Let me go ahead and get the laptop set up and I'll tell you all what's happening. And good morning. So, get this set up. Nice picture of the lighthouse. If the laptop gets warmed up, what's happening here? There we go. Laptop's taking a while to get warmed up. I don't know what's happening. There we go. We don't need this right now. Don't need that right now. I just want to do this right now. Let me see. There, there, there. All right. Here we go. Start the show. Um, First thing is, we're going to start the show. Uh, I'll show you all that we did finish this one. It's all done. Think it looks all right. Morning, Brian. And so we finished this one off, and I'm getting ready to start another one. And I'll show you the process I do on starting the other one. But I think this piece turned out pretty, pretty good for now. And that I like the way it turned out. Um, doing everything of overlapping and all that, doing the fancy background and stuff like that. I kept this mostly in black and white, and I did it in stages in a way. Add the wing to the car, flying in the air. So that was cool. It was. It's kind of cool when you do this. So now I'm gonna show you on what I'm gonna start up next. Uh, we got that orange card that I did for the guy. He wants me to do another painting now. He wants me to do his other car painting. And to start, his name is Ronnie. He'll probably come on here. But I have a folder for him. And how I start this process is when I do this. I'm gonna kind of see what happens. Everything should move at the same time because I can move my thing to make it wider. Um, the Visionaire board, I can move it down, and that way it gives me my platform there to put stuff on. So, like I say, I start off with the folder and move the soda. Make sure I have that cut off. And I basically start off with the picture. In the folder, I'll have a picture of the car. And yeah, have any questions, I'll let you know. But it's like I take the folder, I take several copies I have of the car itself. So I, so I got several of these shots. Uh, yeah, let me take this off of here. And this is how it's going. You can't really see up there right now. All right, this is how I have it laid out up on here. Now I took pictures of the backside. I got his folder has so many different kinds of pictures that I took of the car itself. Let's go down here. Keep on the folder. All right, I have several different pictures of the folder of the car. Got some in black and white, and then I took pictures of his dash in the car. And then I got a picture of the tail end of the car, and so it's like different things like that of the car. I'm gonna be using the dash and the tail end. This a prop. You can see how I have it set up here. I'm thinking about having the dash like sit on the ground here, and then the tail end of the car I'll have sitting off to the side over here. So like I do is cut the I'll cut the car out first, and I'll put it up there, and then I'll have the tail end. I got like it cut out. I'll put it up here, and then the dash I'll have set down here. So I'm adding three elements. Well, now the picture that I just finished had two elements. So now I'm going to step it up and do three elements on the same vehicle. What's this? Let that is. But and like I said, I got stuff in black and white. Now you see I have these and the cutout and use them. Now down here, put that there. See, I keep cut these out when I need them to do the other little steps on the back of it, because I have a copy there and a copy there. That's what I did. I just cut it, paste it on a piece of paper, one paper to do it. I transferred it all over. I had to cut the pieces to make the one sheet. So you just do that, and then I have the picture of the car in color. I was thinking about going to this size, and then I was thinking about doing it this way, and I'm like, nah, let me do it the other way. But all these right here are the different textures that no, these are just like how I was thinking about doing it. So, but these are the pictures I have of the car. You see up there. I had the car located this way. Then I had the car, and then I took some close up. He has the mirror. It has the, the bone with holding the mirror, and down the bottom here, he has the cherry bomb emblem on the car. So I caught both of them in the picture. It's just different ways of taking that picture, same picture, the back part of the car, and stuff like that. So you get the what I'm saying and everything. It's just different ways, close up of the motor. So if I need to know anything about the motor when I go to paint it and see what's different on the picture and stuff like that on the first picture. Like this part of the picture, if I need to know anything about that motor, I have it right there. I can look close in and know what that part is of the motor. So when you go to, if a client asks you to do it, and that, try to get as much picture as you can on your phone or whatever, and just make a copy of it. And so when you go to do the artwork, you have it in the folder right there with you doing the artwork. So you can look back at some of the pictures that you took close ups of. And I don't mind doing it this way instead of looking at my phone. That way I could look at the picture and look close up, and I got the motor right there. I know what to look for when I go to paint it and say, oh, it's that part. So now I know which way to look at the light on that part. To know that the exhaust is going out and then down, and I have the light reflection, and I'll know how to put the light reflection on it. Like this way, it has the light reflection right there. But when you look back at this picture, you can see it's right. You can see the light reflection there a little bit. So if I need to do that kind of picture, but I'm doing a different kind of background, so I still want that light reflection in a way that where it's at, because now I can say the sun is beating down from the same way. So you can take the light reflection that way and stuff like that. I took a better picture of the front of it, so now I know there's a spring going across there, and then the knuckles or whatever and everything like that. And you just, like I said, you could never get enough picture of the vehicle that you're going to paint. And this is how I go about when I'm doing the pictures and that. Well, you have fun at your family reunion. Um, yeah. You could catch the video up later on because I'm showing just a little bit of this, Brian. You can catch some of the video later on, and I'm showing how I do it and the process I go through. So you have a fantastic weekend. Tomorrow I'll probably be starting in the painting process. Today's more about for me to get the the painting started and that. So that's basically it. Showing is a short film. I thank you for coming on by. All right, so we have all that set up and everything, and that's what that's about on the folder wise. It is important to have your folder set up to where you can look in there and get what you need out of it. And it's, it's like if you look now, I don't really need all this right now. So I can put that in there, and I keep the backside of all this stuff. Right now, this in here, I ain't going to worry about. I'll leave it right there in the middle. From here on down, I don't need, and I don't really need all these pictures right now, but I will be needing some of the other stuff. I don't need that stuff. Yeah, I want that. No, I have this set up there, so I'm going to go ahead and put that with that. I don't really need that. I don't need this stuff here right now, but if I need it, it's right there. When I go to cut everything out, I want the major part of the stuff that I cut out on the back side of this. So when it's in the folder, I could just flip the folder back and forth to what I need. Like when I get the starting on this board here, start cutting things out from over here, cut some of the stuff out. I could go into folder, and when I start the artwork and that, I could go into folder. So this is one side of the folder. This will be the front side where I'm going to try to keep all. Go down here. This will be the front side of the folder because I'll have his name there. And I'm going to try to keep all of the stuff that I'll use to cut out. Like all this I'm going to use to cut out first. So I'll leave this in here. And I do. I have all of them the same. Some of these that I printed up, I printed up in darker. You can see the difference in the light feature on there. Because this is a lighter one, then it gets darker. Some of it I have mixed around to where it's just a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. The same with these. It's the how light it is and darker it gets. Even on the back side of the tailgate and that. So that's you can see it gets darker. Even though I got the upside down, they're both the same way. But the gauges and everything, uh, you look on this, the gauges and that, you can, I did zoom in enough to where you can read the gauges. I got the picture really good. Uh, you look up, let me tilt you back. See right here, I got this picture. Let me zoom you in. Zoom you in. Let's see if I zoom you over. See how you could see the gauges. So it's kind of looks blurry on the phone, but on the board and that, I can read it all on that picture there. So I always got to make sure between that picture and my real picture, I got to make sure I keep that nice and clean. I don't get the paint overspray on it. That's the other one. Let me zoom back out. See, on, okay, and that was the other thing too. On my yellow copy, I only use the yellow copy. I got the yellow copy because it's a heavy grit paper, and on the this is so a lot thinner paper. The white paper, this white paper is thinner than this paper. The yellow copy, I got it. It was free, so I use it. But when you're doing your copies through your machine in that your copy machine, now the vehicle is let's see, the vehicle is blue, and I took the same picture, but it looks like this one got drawn out, and it changed it to green. Now you copy blue over yellow, makes it green. So that's why that's green, and it looks different, completely different. It's just the way the color goes over top of the yellow paper. It changed it to green. I thought that was funny when I first seen that. So that's something there. Uh, so we have that. So now you see, now you have the process of starting the artwork of taking different things to make when you take your pictures, take a lot of pictures, and whatever you want to incorporate into your painting and that, this is how you go about doing it. When you set yourself up to do a painting of a car, it's the way I do it. This is the way I want to do it. To have this, so I have everything across, and that way I ain't calling the person up and just try to make one kind of picture. I wanted layers in this picture for him. So and then it, it'll be cool because you see it sit here. I could do a different kind of background. I still can, but I'm adding a different layer to the background. He wants a picture of his car because if he gets rid of it, at least he'll have a picture of this one, and he'll have a picture of his other car. I didn't do it on his other car that I'm doing on this one. This one's going to be a little bit more different and have some more detail. Give him a little bit more. And I'll do that on some customers. Like I said, it all depends on you working with somebody. He told me just whatever, you're the artist, go at it. So I'm going to give him a different point of view of doing the artwork and that. And so I already got a copy of this to go ahead and cut, and I got a copy of this to go ahead and cut. So now we get into doing the cutting in that. So let's see. I want to see how. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that ain't gonna be too bad. Oh, and the other thing is the lighting. Uh, I don't know what's gonna happen right here. I have a new light for here. I got the Ox light, the Sagcon, the Steve Leahy has. Uh, What? I didn't think about that. I can use that. That still end up being the same. So it doesn't matter. All right, now I could go ahead and put the folder off to the side. So I got that too far in. Yeah. All right. So now, like I said, I got a new light. I got the Ots light, whatever it is. I ain't even got my glasses on. Yeah, Ottlite. Ots light. Uh, this one I have up here that you see it's lit right now. That is the Ots light. Also, it's same kind of light, but this Ots light that Steve that I got, it is so much brighter, and we're gonna find out how much brighter it is. I'm gonna keep the same one on, and then add this light. Now, can you see the difference? So now I'll turn it back on. That adds it up. Now, when you look up at the board, and let me move it up here, it is so much brighter and everything. So now you see the difference. See, I'll turn it off. Let you see that. You see it that way. Now when I turn it this way, you can't. You could tell. So this Ots light is really awesome to have. And it puts out a lot. But I need that light mainly for down here when I do the cutting and that. So now let's take this, put that away, put that over there, put that there. Now I have my cutting board here. And we got the card going on the cutting board. So now I got to trace. I'm going to trace around the whole car, everything. I'm even going to leave this the glass part. I'm going to leave all that in there, but I'm going to just trace around where the mirror is. Um, the I think his other mirror is right there, so I'll trace around that too. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll be cutting down right there, then try to get around where the motor is, come around where the blower is, uh, across there. He has the pipe going across there, if I'm not mistaken, to the radiator, on around the suspension. Even though in between there, that's clear, you can see on the ground. He has a bracket right there. So we'll come on around bracket. Uh, it's got the sway bar or whatever they call it. I don't know some of these names of the front end suspension, but I'll come straight across. I'll Don't worry about that right now. How that'll be cut out later on. Then the tire. So I'm gonna have to fill in. If you look up here, now this piece of paper is bigger than that, and it's going to be bigger than this. So it's a matter of the placement of how I want it on here I want it more in the center of that. So I'll be adding on more of the tire and more of the brakes and that brake pad and everything. And down here will be more added on to it. Down here, I don't. I'm not sure about how I'm going to do the ground. I might do the like a gravel down the ground on the ground. Then not sure how to do the background. It's just that's all later on. Right now, we'll concentrate on doing the car and then doing the other two, the tail end piece up there. And then, like I said, the dash will be down here. I don't want to go on that way. I want to go this way. Then again, I have it going this way. That way, you see more of the shadow. If I do it this way, it takes away the shadow going that way. So it's a matter of feeling of the light in that. So that'll be that. And so it's going to be all about today. I'm going to just cut everything out to where I could start on doing getting some stuff going on it because this is the process through it all, through the exhaust and everything. This part had this part of cutting things out will help you out tremendously on the long run, but it takes a lot of time to do this part alone. So that's why I'm making the video short so I can concentrate on it and I don't want to bore you guys on what I'm doing. So right now, that's why I'm making, like I said, that's why I'm making the video short because I don't want to bore you guys with all this stuff and that. Uh, but I did want to teach, let you know how the step process goes. And I'll try to show you every time of how each step, everything has its purpose on doing your artwork. So when I cut this out, the car, oh, got you up there. So now when I cut the car out, uh, doing this part, you'll have, when I cut the whole car out, I'll have these parts here, all the outer part of it, to use to cover up the rest of the outer part. Because when I go to do the when I go to add these pieces on there, like adding like the that up here, adding the tail end, I'll just like set it up there, then adding this part over here. I could this will be it's like all these pieces off to the side will be covered up by what I have here. So you like take you're gonna need to save these pieces. That's why you make a folder so you can save these pieces to cover up these pieces. So you once I cut the car out, I gotta save these pieces to cover up when I do these pieces. Vice versa down the bottom. Same thing. I'm gonna cover up this part. Yeah, well, if I paint this part, I need that piece to be covered. I need this piece to be covered up. So you're cutting around each thing, and you guys should save your pieces as much as possible. So it's all about each step that you take in doing your artwork. Uh, your airbrush work. I mean, you could be really good doing your airbrush, and I don't know. This is the way I do it on making sure I cover up that. So if I have a blowout with the paint gun, it doesn't go over it. It'll go over the paper I have covered up and everything like that. So that's why you do these steps. Uh, so that's my input on this show. Um, so, like I said, I want to keep this video short and sweet and let you know what's going on. So, the next time I come on, you'll up on here, you'll see of everything that I cut out to have everything set up. Because we'll come back and I'll, I'll have hundreds of magnets, or I'll have magnets holding the car up, and then magnets around every part of each step as we go along. But the main thing for today for me, I'm going to have this cut out, and we'll have, yeah, we'll have the car cut out. And it's going to take some time to get the car cut out. So, like I said, I don't want to bore you all. And so we need to get the car cut out. And that'll be it. And it's a nice and short video to let you all know what's going on. Like I say, I like to try to do 2 videos on the weekend and that. And that's your video of the day. All right. You all have a fantastic day. Hit the like button, and I will see you later. And y'all have a fantastic day. Have fun. And I thank you, Brian. And I'll see y'all later. And hit that like and subscribe and tell everybody else about the channel. Bye.